U.S. President Donald Trump is insisting his support is stronger than ever, despite new reports that some Republicans are weighing a 2020 presidential run without him. The New York Times reported this weekend that Vice President Mike Pence might be one of the people with his eye on the Oval Office. Pence has denied that report, and this comes as Trump is on a 17-day working holiday at his Bedminster Golf Club in New Jersey. He tweeted Monday that he's working hard and, quote, taking meetings and calls. Joining me now to discuss is Republican strategist and author of the book GOP GPS, Evan Siegfried. Thanks for being here, Evan.
Thank you for having me, Ben.
All right, let's start with what Donald Trump refers to as the failing New York Times. Had an article over the weekend. Who, according to them, has their eye on 2020?
According to the New York Times, Vice President Mike Pence has started his own PAC, where he's fundraising for a potential run for the presidency or to help out other Republicans in races for the House and the Senate. You also have other Republicans being mentioned as possible 2020 contenders, including United States Ambassador to the United Nations Nikki Haley, U.S. Senator Ben Sasse, and Ohio Governor John Kasich, who ran against Donald Trump in the primaries in 2016.
You know, John Kasich has always been someone who's been at odds with Donald Trump, but Mike Pence has been sort of a loyal right-hand man. He's been outward-facing in his support. Is he acting like a first-term VP or as someone who might be looking at taking a shot at the Oval Office?
Well, it's a little bit both. He actually is acting like a vice president who does want to have an ultimate shot at the Oval Office, but nobody's really sure when that will be. He started fundraising so early because nobody's really sure if Donald Trump is going to run for president again in 2020, or if something were to happen where he weren't to complete his term. Mike Pence is taking an overly cautious view, and he's trying to also block out the field so not many people jump in, be it in 2020 or 2024.
Evan, after this report came out, President Trump tweeted that his support, and specifically his support in his base, is stronger than ever. You look at this situation on a regular basis. Does it appear that way to you?
Well, it only appears that way. Like me, I'm going to go and have a date with Anna Kendrick after this interview. I think that what's actually going on is the president's base is absolutely crumbling. If you look at the polls, he's losing every demographic. He's under 80% approval among Republicans. We've seen two polls in the past 2 weeks show him at 76 and 75%. 80 is that magic number you want to be at or above when you're an incumbent president. Among non-college educated white voters, which was his bread and butter in the election, and he won 67% of, he's now down to an all-time low of 43%. There are new polls showing 73% of the American people do not think he is honest or trustworthy and can't be believed. 67% say he is not a role model. You look at more and more people and how they're reacting to this White House, and they don't trust it, they don't like what's coming out of it, i.e., and there are no real results, and they don't think that the president's doing a good job or is even stable.
Well, meanwhile, all this comes as the president has left the White House, vacated it for a 17-day working vacation. Now, the president is criticized for taking this extensive time away, but he does say it's to vacate the White House for some long-scheduled repairs. Is the criticism of this president fair or unfair?
Well, I think that it's actually a good thing when U.S. presidents, be they Republican, Democrat, or Trump, go out and take a vacation. It is the most stressful job on the planet, and it's good to blow off steam, be it playing golf or tiddlywinks. I think that there is some hypocrisy at the same time because the president did criticize Barack Obama for taking vacations and golfing, and now the president's doing the same thing. When he promised he never would, he'd completely work so that we can win again. And now the president said we'd be sick and tired of all this winning. I'm just sick and tired of all the whining.
Listen, people love checking his Twitter for what he said, and it is true. He said a lot of things about being away. He would never going to leave the White House. He would never play golf. He had too many deals to do. According to one calculation, this president has already spent 22% of his time in power at golf resorts before taking this current holiday. Is it too much time away, or does the presidency always follow the president no matter where he is?
The presidency always follows the president of the United States wherever they are. They could be at a baseball game, they could be at a golf course, they could be in the White House, or they could be anywhere else in the world. They have the president has the mobile command center so he can launch a war if necessary or retaliate. He can have any sort of marching orders. People come to the president, and it's always designed, because of the world we live in, to function no matter where the president is.
No matter where the president is, but there is a cost associated with that, and some say that it's cost at least $30 million for this president to travel so far in 201 days in office. Evan Siegfried, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.